Today, we are diving deep into one of the most complex, high-stakes parts of the legal cannabis industry. We're going to talk about what happens when something goes wrong. We're looking at the anatomy of a product recall. It's a process that really pulls back the curtain on just how regulated this world is. So, let's set the scene. Imagine a health risk is discovered in a product that's already out there, on shelves across the state. How in the world do you track down every single affected item? We're talking from a massive warehouse pallet all the way down to a single vape cartridge. It's a huge question, right? Well, the answer lies in a system that is surprisingly, and I mean surprisingly, robust. You see, to even make a recall possible, the foundation has to be laid way before anything goes wrong. This isn't just about paperwork. It's what we're calling the unbreakable chain, a system designed from the ground up to make every single product traceable. And in a lot of ways, this system is the real hero of our story today. At the very heart of it all is this concept, chain of custody. You can think of it like a product's digital passport. Seriously, from the second a seed is planted to the moment a bud tender scans a product for sale, every single move, every transfer, every touch point gets logged. What this creates is a perfect, unbreakable, auditable trail. So let's break that journey down. The chain follows the product from its initial cultivation through every single truck ride and transfer between facilities, its processing and packaging, its time just sitting in inventory, and finally, that magic moment it's scanned at the register. And here's the crucial part. There can be zero gaps. That level of end-to-end tracking is something you just don't see in most other consumer industries. And let me tell you, the stakes could not be higher. This isn't a friendly suggestion. It's an absolute mandate. In the legal market, if a product's history has a hole in it, if that chain is broken for any reason, it simply cannot be sold, period. Traceability isn't just a nice feature, it is the price of admission to the entire industry. Okay, so we've got this incredible foundation in place. So what actually kicks off a recall? You know, it's not always some big dramatic event. A red flag can pop up from a few different places, and each one triggers an immediate and very structured response. A recall might get triggered by a state agency, a news report, a failed internal quality check, or even just one customer complaint. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter where the warning comes from. The first response is always methodical and, most importantly, immediate. There's no waiting around to see what happens. The second a credible threat is identified, an internal recall team is assembled. And their first job isn't to panic, it's to get surgical. They have to define the exact scope of the problem, right? Pinpointing the specific product SKUs and batch numbers. This is critical to avoid recalling way more product than is actually necessary. And this kicks off what is basically a race against the clock. Once that scope is locked down, the team has 3 critical missions that all have to happen pretty much at the same time. Find the product, tell everyone about it, and get it off the shelves. Fast. And this is their mission control. The whole operation runs on the state's required seed-to-sale tracking software, which is often a system called BioTrack. This is so much more than an inventory tool. In a recall, it becomes the digital map showing exactly where every single unit has gone. So, using that system, the first part of the race is all about traceability. The team identifies those exact batch numbers we talked about, runs the chain of custody reports, and bam, instantly generates a list of every single distributor and retailer that ever received that product. Okay, so they know where it is. Now they have to start communicating. A formal, no-nonsense recall notice is drafted. It explains what's being recalled and exactly why. That notice is immediately blasted out to all their partners. The goal here is clarity and speed, not panic. And finally, retrieval. All partners are instructed to stop sales immediately. The product is then put into quarantine, and this is a 2-part process. It's quarantined physically, locked away in a separate area, and it's quarantined digitally, flagged in the BioTrack system so it can't be sold by accident. Every single item that comes back is then meticulously logged. Phew, so the product is contained. But what happens now? It can't just vanish into thin air. The final chapter for the physical product is called disposition, which is just a formal way of saying they decide on its fate, and it's all handled under super strict compliance rules. Recalled products really have 3 possible fates. If it was just a minor typo on the label, it might get relabeled. If there's a problem that can be fixed, it might be reprocessed and then retested from scratch. But for most safety-related recalls, the only option is complete and total destruction. This quote from the source material just perfectly drives the point home. You can't just toss this stuff in a dumpster. Because it contains a controlled substance, any product that's headed for the trash heap is treated with the seriousness of hazardous material. And the process itself is, well, it's wild. The entire destruction has to be recorded on video. The product is literally mixed with stuff like kitty litter and even bleached to make it completely unusable and unrecognizable. Then it's all sealed up, weighed, and logged for a final proper disposal. And get this, before they can even start mixing it with bleach, they have to log a destruction event in the BioTrack system. This kicks off a mandatory 72-hour waiting period. It basically gives regulators a window to show up and inspect if they want to. It's yet another layer of oversight. Okay, the product is gone, but the recall is not over, not even close. Now comes the final, and you could argue most important phase, the documentation. Because in the eyes of a regulator, if you didn't write it down, it simply didn't happen. The company has to put together this massive recall file, and the level of detail is just immense. It has to include every single email, every chain of custody report, all the quarantine logs, the destruction receipts, and, this is huge, a root cause analysis of what went wrong and the corrective actions they're taking so it never happens again. And the difference between doing this right and doing it wrong is, well, it's everything. Without this perfect paper trail, a recall can mean failed inspections, maybe even losing your license, and losing public trust. But with it, the company has concrete proof of compliance. The recall actually becomes a badge of responsibility, and that's how you build trust with consumers. And that's really the key takeaway here. A recall that's handled properly with flawless documentation isn't a failure. It's actually proof that the regulated system works, that it's professional, that it's accountable, and that it's ultimately designed to keep people safe. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Knowing this intense, almost forensic level of tracking and accountability that goes into handling just one problem batch, does this level of regulation change how you view the legal cannabis industry? It's a system of control that's way more complex than most people ever realize.